That officers have arrested a 72-year-old man on suspicion of misconduct in public office. He was arrested at an address in Camden on Monday, the 23rd of February, and has been taken to a London police station for interview. This follows search warrants at two addresses in the Wiltshire and Camden areas.
And in more breaking news out of the UK, the former ambassador to the US, Peter Mandelson, has been arrested by Metropolitan Police this morning. The former Labor politician has been under scrutiny due to his close ties to the convicted paedophile Jeffrey Epstein. Police released a statement saying officers have arrested a 72-year-old man on suspicion of misconduct in public office. He was arrested at an address in Camden and has been taken to a London police station for interview. This follows search warrants at two addresses in the Wiltshire and Camden areas. John Craig has more on this now from Westminster.
The arrest came at the very moment Darren Jones, the Chief Secretary to the Prime Minister, to the Cabinet, was addressing MPs in the Commons on the latest developments on the publication of all those documents that Parliament voted to be released on the 4th of February. Now, what Darren Jones announced was that that's the first tranche, as he put it, is going to come in the early March. Well, that could be as early as next week. But clearly the Tories are going to say this points to the Prime Minister's bad judgment in appointing him to the job of ambassador. Now, during those exchanges in the Commons only an hour or so ago, some Labour MPs were questioning the vetting, the procedure, the so-called due diligence when Lord Mandelson, as he then was appointed ambassador. One MP, Andy MacDonald, yes, from the left of the Labour Party, said, why on earth did anybody think it was a good idea to touch Peter Mandelson with a barge pole, he said, when he was asking a question to the minister. So there's going to be a lot of I told you so from critics of the Prime Minister.
How much more, apart from that, do you think is going to be used against him? Because your book has countless examples about Bader Windsor using his position as a trade envoy, in particular for Britain, taxpayer funded, and a royal, to make money. Apart from the Russian angle, apart from the defence secrets, what else do you expect?
Yes, well, I mean, I think, these leaks and the things that I found, and there's a lot of material I can now put in, which was taken out for legal reasons or because people didn't believe it. But he was shoehorning in meetings for some of his business associates, asking ambassadors to fix these meetings. He was bringing people, including his daughters, Jeffrey Epstein and others, a point man he had called David Stern, who was inserted into his entourage, all doing business really on his behalf. He was even basically, he was doing a whole series of things which were really about lining his own pockets rather than actually supporting British trade efforts, including in places like Afghanistan, where, of course, British troops had died, and only very recently.
And Kazakhstan as well, for some reason. Now, in your book, you devote some time to his ex-wife, Sarah Ferguson. And I just wonder whether she's in danger as a world-class grifter as well, because the emails of Jeffrey Epstein show her acting absolutely appallingly, and not just on the sensational stuff, helping to set up meetings between that pedophile and her own goddaughter, for heaven's sake, and also her own daughters, and telling Epstein of another woman that you may marry her too, she's single, she has a great body, okay, well, marry me, and then we'll employ her. But then again, there's the financial links, with one email from Epstein saying he'd supported her financially for 15 years, Andrew. What did she do for him in return?
Well, Sarah Ferguson gave Epstein the sort of entree into Andrew and into the royal family. But who knows? I mean, there's still a lot more to come out. But you're absolutely right. Sarah Ferguson is a material witness to the sex trafficking, to what was going on in Epstein's homes. She was often a regular visitor there, and she should certainly be testifying to the Senate. But there's also HMRC, Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs, should be looking at her. The Companies Act, I think she broke. The charitable laws, charitable things that she broke running her charities. So I think she's definitely worth investigation as well, and she should certainly be questioned about the misconduct in public office, as should his daughters, who accompanied him on many of these trips and used these trips to basically get contacts which they're now exploiting themselves.
Oh, it just gets worse and worse. Where is Sarah Ferguson now, do you know? Because I've read reports that she's in the United Arab Emirates and broke. I've also read reports that she spent a month at a luxury Swiss resort that cost $25,000 a day. And it's a resort that she has promoted before. Here she is.
To thank you in deep gratitude for giving me a safe harbour in the storms of life.
You often get these trips for free.
How could
I think
Sarah Ferguson do that?
Well, I mean, people are mad. People were upgrading her, giving her freebies, until pretty recently. And in some ways, you think that the spa has got an enormous amount of publicity because of her visit there. So, there's probably some method in their madness. But yes, she's in the Middle East. That's the one place where she still carries some sort of respect. And she's busy trying to get money off various rulers there. That was one of the problems when Andrew was a trade envoy. He was trying to sell his house and cadge money off them.
How could they still have respect for her over there?
Well, some of them don't have the greatest reputation. One of their great friends, MBS, chops up journalists. So Sarah Ferguson is small beer compared to some of these people.
Okay. But lastly, what now for the royal family? I think the king has done as well as could be expected in divorcing himself, kicking from his brother, kicking him out of that royal lodge, saying the law must take its course. We've seen also Prince William giving the absolute coldest of cold shoulders to his uncle. How much of this stink is going to surround the royal family? Or do you think people will say, look, every family has got one of them. Unfortunately, the royals do as well.
Well, I think the problem for the royal family is that they've known about the Andrew problem for years. They actually shut it down. People were complaining to the palace about Andrew's behaviour. Former heads of the Foreign Office, intelligence officers bringing them details of bribes, etc. And they did nothing. They tried to close the story down. There were legal threats, denials, all sorts of things were done. Pressure was put on people saying they wouldn't give access to members of the royal family for interviews. So it's now been shown that the king was warned about his brother 6 years ago and did nothing. And I think they clearly didn't expect this Epstein dump of material, which has kind of caught them. But I think there are increasing calls that Charles is compromised by this scandal, that the only way out is for him to abdicate and to pass it on to William, who is so far been seen to be completely clean and has been pushing for Andrew to be dealt with for years. So this crisis is actually getting bigger. And clearly there's a big attempt at the moment to save the king. But even very respected commentators like David Dimbleby here, who commentated on royal occasions, is very critical about the royal family. They certainly need to, I think, introduce more transparency and accountability if they are to survive.
Oh, that is fascinating. What do you think the king's motive was? Loyalty to his brother, or attempt to minimise damage to the royalty?
I think it was the latter. I mean, there have been lots and lots of scandals which have been hidden over the years and never come out, and that seems to be their preferred way of operating. If they can shut something down, then that's what they'll do. But unfortunately, they've been caught out because of these Epstein leaks. I think without them, they would have been fine. I mean, no one was calling for investigations after my book came out in August, or when Virginia Giuffre's book came out later. And we have had a steady drip feed of pretty awful allegations against Andrew actually now for 15 years in the press. So this isn't new. And I think this is a crisis of their own making. If they'd actually addressed this, they could have marginalised him much, much earlier.